Hey friends, it is April the 20th, and we are part of David's wait is over. Yesterday he had the funeral song that he wrote for Saul and Jonathan, and part of his wait is over. Of course, he's sad that Jonathan, his friend, is gone, but he is now king of Judah, and how exciting is that? That what God had anointed him to be is now to be. Now is. Well, partially, right? Because sometimes it ain't over. Right? Sometimes one wait just leads us into another wait. So it's really important that we don't get discouraged while we're waiting. And I don't believe I've talked, maybe I've mentioned wait and see one time. I try not to be big plugs, throw my books up in everybody's business. But wait and see is such a great resource for learning how to wait with God. And waiting on God is waiting, and when we wait on God, we're sitting there, but we're also using our own minds and our own thinking to try to figure out what to do next. But when we wait with God, we're experiencing Him along the way, and that's what David has done. He's waited with God, and he's moved forward towards this goal. And towards the end of his wait, his whole life, and he's done a great job most of the time. A couple of times he messed up with Nabal, his temper, and Abigail stopped him from that. And then he had the 2 times with the Philistines, and so he didn't wait perfectly, but he really did wait well, and he showed us that. How to do that through his life. So if you haven't picked up a copy of Wait and See, never read it, or find that it might be something that would be beneficial to someone that you know, I would love to sign a copy of the book and mail it to you. So if you order it from my website, you can get that signed copy. I think I talked about that with Hidden Potential another day. But anyways, so what do we do when the wait ain't over? What do we do? We do the same thing that we did all along. We put those same strategies in place, and we stay faithful to them. We keep trusting God, even when it doesn't make sense, even when, He's king of Judah, but not all of Israel. And then he's fighting one of Saul's sons, Ishabeth, wants to be king over Israel. And so he's still at war. The waiting is still going. He's still going to be at war. The waiting is still going on. He's still not king of all of Israel. So I don't know if he was like, when he found out he had to fight more. And then so much happened between the time that he was appointed king of Judah and appointed king of Israel. But so much happens. One wait leads into another wait. We think it's over. It's not. What do we keep doing? Let's go back to those principles. Keep trusting God. You keep seeking God. Ask him. I thought this would be over by now. It looked like it was finally over. I'm king of Judah, and I thought for sure that this was done. And then there's more war. Keep trusting, keep seeking, keep obeying, and keep doing what you know to do. The things that you know to do, the things that you that have brought you joy, that have strengthened your faith, do those. And then wait and see, I'll talk about the things that we know to do as believers is to love God and love people. Love God. Be in his word, praying, praising him, talking to him, taking our complaints to him. I'm thinking about all the things that David did. He took his complaints to him. He confessed that he was afraid. All of these things. Talk to God about them. The same things that we've been doing, we keep doing when that wait continues. The same things. We have to keep doing that. We have to keep doing that and strengthen us. And we don't allow discouragement and doubt to take root in our heart. And the enemy wants to do that. Remember the other day we talked about in one of the lessons about 2 Corinthians 10:5 when the obstacles, the strongholds come up. And this is when they're going to come up. Well, God really doesn't have a good plan for you, because if he did, then you wouldn't be waiting like this. You wouldn't be going back to war. I mean, Saul's dead. His son is dead. You're supposed to be king. What are you doing still following God? Those kind of things he had to be dealing with. He had to be listening, had to be hearing those. I know that I've heard them. Well, if you really heard God right, then this would be taken off. If you heard God right, this would not be happening. God really doesn't want you to be doing this, because if so, you wouldn't have been rejected. He really doesn't want you to write books, because if he did, you wouldn't have been rejected over 12 times and 9 times for one manuscript. Just think if I would have quit. He might have gotten somebody else to write Wait and See, and I would have missed the blessing. We can't let discouragement and doubt take root in our heart. We have to combat it with that 2 Corinthians 10:5. Demolishing every stronghold by holding the truth up to that obstacle, that false truth. And we don't want to rush the wait, because we might be right on the horizon of the lesson that we have to know to take us to the next place. And if we just quit out on it all, we wouldn't have gotten the lesson that we need to know. And here's something else. We wouldn't be experiencing the blessing of being with him in that moment when he teaches us that lesson. Have you been in the middle of that? In a place where where you just, you get it. You get that lesson and you feel the pleasure of God on you in that moment, and it's just the two of you there. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. When you get that lesson and you experience him in that moment, that's the blessing. And we don't want to miss the lesson or the blessing. So we don't want to rush the wait. And I was thinking too, and I sat down about that phrase, don't rush the wait. We have, in our store also, it's just talking about the books, we have the cuff, don't rush the wait. It looks like it's made for a little tiny person, but you can expand it. It's really nice. But it's a reminder to not rush the wait, because we're going to miss the lesson and the blessing if we do. I'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.